deathmatch. So this is, I'm just going to show you guys what I do to warm up. It's not necessarily the best solution, but it's what I do, and it works for me. And you guys can do the same thing if you don't want to. There's other methods, and I'm sure there are plenty of videos on YouTube that you can go and watch. But anyways, this is... Alright, sorry, somebody messaged me. So this is a custom map that I have. It's called Free Fire Dust 2. It's what I use to warm up, and I really like it. It's really nice. It helps, like, basically, you got 4 places you can play this. So it takes place on Dust 2. It's about, like, you're on T-side and you just basically charge a site, and there's bots placed in certain positions that you have to get past, and I'll show you all of it in a second. But so you can practice short to A long to A, top of mid, and then you go like down through mid doors to B, and then there's just regular B tons to B. So there's basically a mid to B, short to A, long to A, and then tons to A, or to B. I personally, I like doing the A long one, because the B tons one, I mean, it's alright, but, like, I just don't really like the positions of the bots as much. These other 3 are pretty useful, but the B tons one, it's like really hard, and it's kind of annoying. But the other 3 are good. The short to A is really good, you know, for when you're pushing cat. The top of mid to B is really good, because I really like going, like, if the rest of my team is going B, I like to go lower tons to mid to B and then try to backstab the site and try to, like, take out whoever's there. If there's, like, somebody back a site with an AWP, I can usually take that person out. Even if it's just with, like, a pistol, like PG-50 or Tech-9. Anyways, I'm just going to show you guys A long. Hello? Close game. Bro, really? Bruh. I just alt-tabbed so we didn't have to hear that sound. Hopefully it'll fix itself, please. 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 Come on. Really? Come on. Oh my god. Just not doing anything. No.
Terrorists win. We must work together.
Are we back? Oh, we're back! Yay! Okay, cool. We're here. I'm gonna ring Alt-Tab and make sure. Okay, we're still recording. Sorry about that, guys. Jesus, that was terrible. So this is the Free Fire to A long. So you have a couple options. First of all, every weapon in the game is available, from SMGs to rifles to like shotguns and stuff. All the pistols, but then this takes you back. I'll show you. This takes you back to here. Okay, pick which place you want to go to. So I'll just go back to long. So I don't really know what static does. I've never really tested that out, but you hear the options. So you can have 5 bots that you have to kill to get to or 5 bots that are there that you have to kill, and then you win. You win by killing all the bots, and then they take up different positions. There's 10, and then there's 21. 21 is where there's a bot in every position that you learn in Free Fire on this map. And I'll take you through each of those. So I'm actually just gonna set it up for 21. Okay, that way that'll show you where all the different spots you can Free Fire. Now, of course, in an actual game, you know, there might be somebody using like an off angle or somewhere where you can't really Free Fire. You know, they might be holding a spot that's not common. Some people like to do this if they're holding long. And when you come out, like if you're CT pushing long, you expect somebody to be like right there, or like maybe right there or there. A lot of people will pick this car because nobody really expects that, I guess, apparently. But then you also have weak, normal, strong. So weak is where they have no armor. Normal, oh, and this also changes their weapons. So weak is where they all have like no armor and starter pistols, so like P2000s. And then normal is SMGs and armor, no head, no helmet. Strong is like M4s and full armor. Wait, one second, I gotta look into this. This, oh my gosh, that's so funny. This custom server I play on, there's this guy that just hacks on there non-stop. So it's really annoying whenever he comes along. Apparently, a friend of mine just said that he got bad, so that's awesome. Anyway, so you have those options. So I'm going to set these guys to strong. Actually, no. I'm going to set them to weak. And then I usually warm up with just 10, but we'll do 21. So, what I do, this is what I do for this map, is I start with weak, and usually I'll do 10, but I'll do 21 today to show you guys all the spots. And then I do, so here's one, there's another, so basically here, the dumpster on the corner, there's a guy there, there's two guys there, for in pit, and they always take up the same position, every time. It's just when you do the 5 or the 10, they're always, it's just like, the spots are the same, but they're random. There's a guy around this corner, and there's a guy car, and then there's another guy there in that uncommon spot. There's a guy on the barrels. I can hit this, thank you. There's a guy CT corner. And then there's also a guy right here. Okay, I'm gonna show the sight ones. I'm just gonna push up right here. There's a guy right there. There's a guy right there. Guy right there. Guy right there. Usually you can just kind of spam that and you'll usually kill the guy right there. There's a guy right there. Whoa, okay. And there's a guy right there on short. And then, I'm just gonna flash this so I don't die because I don't have to repeat all of it. There's a guy on an elevator. No. And then there's a guy CT, as you can see. So I typically play 2 to 3 rounds of using USP on this. It's like 10 bots or so. Excuse me, hitboxes, please. So I usually will do 3 rounds of USP with the bots on weak, and then please, hello, thank you. Usually 10 bots on weak with USP. I'll do 3 rounds of that. And then I'll do Glock 10 bots on weak. So basically that'll help with like pistol rounds. And then I'll do, which I use the P250, I don't use the Tech 9 or 5.7 or anything like that, so I will do a round with normal, since I use the P250 as like my eco weapon, I'll go like full armor and then P250. I use like the pistol that I use, so like some people might be like, okay, Tech 9 or 5.7. I use P250 as my like the pistol that I would buy, so I will go normal, 10, now that you guys have seen all the spots, and then P250. And that way it basically just teaches you how to use your weapons, you know, and checking corners. That's another thing that it teaches you, is checking corners, checking your corners. Now normally, like, if you're coming from T-spawn, like, right away, you're just pushing long straight off the bat, you don't really need to check this because there's no way CT to get there. But if you're late pushing long, it's always good to check that corner, in case they're holding it. Here to check pit in that place. And you also have unlimited flashbangs, so it's also a good way to, that should have been a ding. It's also a good way to practice your flashes and stuff like that. Your flashes, your smokes, your mollies, stuff like that. So I usually do 3 to 4 rounds with PG-50, because it takes a bit more getting used to than like USP and Glock. So I'll do 3 or 4 rounds with PG-50, and then I put them on strong, and then I practice my deagles. But not everybody uses the deagle, so you know you wouldn't necessarily need to warm up with it if you don't use it. But yeah. I want to complete this to show off my sick deagle skills, bro. So it's good for practicing your grenades, like your flashes and stuff. No, there's gonna be a guy up here. And eventually, you know, it'll get easier because, you know, you'll know all the spots and you'll be able to free fire everything. And just know where they're going to be. But it's still helpful to warm up every day, like your weapons and stuff, you know. So I'll usually do like maybe 2 or 3 rounds of deagle. Sometimes even 4 if I'm like wanting to use the deagle. So that's pistols, and then I have them on strong, 10, now to move on to rifles. So this is what I do. I usually do, alternating AK and M4, so it depends on M4, A4, M4 what it is. I use the M4, A4, so I'm gonna start with the AK. Whoa, okay, no, that's... Whoa, okay, that was Vac. That was kind of weird. Fishy. I practice like 1-taps as well. If you you can practice your spray, burst, 1-taps on this as well, or just a little bit of everything. It's up to you, honestly. No, there's a guy. Elevator. Oof. Last guy is elevator. And, you do have unlimited flashes, and, like, if you want, you can just go through and flash every corner. But, personally, I like to try to limit myself with flashes, because you're not going to have unlimited flashes in actual matchmaking. You know, you won't be able to flash every corner. In actual matchmaking. So I try to limit myself. Usually I'll, like, use one for CT. And then maybe, like, use one... Okay, I usually use one for CT for when I'm crossing. And then, like, I usually... Like, if I know the last spot is in CT, I'll use a flash right there. And that's just 2 flashes, you know, so that's what I would have in matchmaking. So I usually alternate between an AK and M4 for, like, maybe 4 rounds each. So AK, M4, AK, M4, AK, M4, AK, M4. And I move on to sniper. So... I really like the scout. I prefer it to the op, to be honest, just because I like its mobility. But it's not always the best weapon to use. You know, in certain situations, but, shit. Did I just dink him, but didn't kill him? What? Hello there, sir. So I'll usually do like maybe 3 rounds with the scout, since I don't use it as much. But I mainly warm up. It like if you like opping a lot, I wouldn't focus as much on AK and M4. and focus more on like scout and op. Just because it's just what you use more. So, you know, warm up with the thing they use most. Same with pistols. Like, if you use, of course, you always want to warm up your starter pistols. But if you're one of those people that like always buys like a P250 on pistol round, then just don't even try warming up with USP and Glock. Just, you know, warm up with what you know you're going to use in competitive matchmaking. So, for instance, I warm up with starter pistols, P250, Deagle, and then AK and M4, and then Scout and Op, just because I know sometimes I might be using Scout and Op. But if you do rifle, and you don't use snipers, I still recommend warming up with them, to be honest, just because, you know, you never know what you're going to be using them. Can I please kill this guy? There we go, thank you. Plus it helps with your reaction time and stuff like that. But I think that's pretty much it, so just warm up with what you know you're going to use. I like to warm up with, you know, stuff that even I'm not... That is one thing you have to watch out for. You can't open the buy menu. I'm dead. Dang it. You can't open the buy menu. It gets kind of annoying. So this is the map that I use. I really like it. It's amazing. Just look up in the workshop Free Fire Dust 2, and it's like should be one. There's also Free Fire Mirage, all the active duty maps. I just like Dust 2 because I'm used to it, but you can do all the other ones as well. If you want. I mean, it's honestly up to you. Okay, that was pure luck that shot. Looks like last guy's elevator or CT. There we go. So yeah, that's how I warm up. Or for instance, you like the FAMAS or the Galil, you can warm up with those, or the Dualies, or 5.7 Tech 9, you can warm up with those. I recommend, even if you're like, for instance, I use the MP7, like as an eco weapon on CT a lot, to hold long or whatever. Just warm up with everything that you think you'll be using, because it really helps, you know, to be able to familiarize yourself with the weapons that you'll be using, you know, spray patterns, recoil control, or like with SMGs, how far, once you've started spraying for a while, like how far down you have to put it on the body, because, you know, the bolts will go up and stuff like that, so you kind of have to account for that, stuff like that. Just warm up with everything that you think you might be using. And you don't need to do more than, like, 6 rounds on stuff, to be honest. Like, I use the AK and the M4 a lot. I put 4 rounds each for each of those. I personally, I don't recommend doing 5. I think 10 is good because that gives you enough corners to check, you know? And then also, it gives you enough bots to kill. You know, of course 5 is how many you'd have to deal with in matchmaking, but I just do 10 because it's not necessarily more challenging, it's just the rounds don't go by as quick. But yeah, now to the second stage. So after doing this map, you can also do the others, but this one I feel like I've tested all of them, and to be honest, I feel like the A long on Dust 2 is just the best one to warm up with. But you can still do the other ones to practice taking Banana on Inferno, or B-Tons, or B-Tons on Dust 2, or A-Side on Mirage. Like, you can still use them for that, for helping check your corners on different maps. Now the next thing I do is, after that, I just go into either a casual or a deathmatch server and help practice against real people, you know, because that way you can get used to movement and stuff like that for the day. Or there's this one server I really like, it's called Phoenix Competitive Gamma. So it's basically just this community competitive where it's like each team has unlimited players, and it has WS and knives, so you can have your dream knife, which is really fun, and I just use it to warm up for the day and stuff like that. And on this server specifically, on the Phoenix, there's a lot of really good players like MGs. There's like 1 or 2 global elites that I know of. Few legendary eagles, stuff like that. You know, so you're not just playing against your skill group. It's kind of you're playing against different. You know, you're playing against some silvers. You're playing against Gold Nova, MG, stuff like that. And it's just good to mix things up. You know, sometimes. Same within a deathmatch or casual server. But I do Phoenix. Just because I don't really like casual very much. I just feel like it's just not. There's just a lot of stuff I don't like about it. I'll do deathmatch sometimes, just like a regular Valve deathmatch server. Or if you want, you can do community deathmatch servers, but I've never really been able to find good ones that I really actually liked. But I'm sure they're out there. I prefer the, Valve deathmatch servers. I like how they work, and I'm used to them. But anyways, guys, I think that's gonna end this video. Like I said, if you liked it, hit that like button and subscribe button, and see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.